Well, I gotta bring up here about my trip to Montreal for GRS surgery in Montreal. Well, I'm gonna explain this to you in a way. I'm gonna have to go out and tell you how it really happens, because me go out and explain this to you, I'm gonna admit the best way to really doing it, if you're seeking you have to go to Montreal, get it done. That's the best way to explain it. But I'm gonna do my interpretation, how I felt and that going there. Well, it starts out with me taking hormones and lactone for years on end. I'm filing paperwork. Well, first time I filed paperwork, I went off here to Montreal and it got lost and all that. And then it was a matter of time. I waited 10 years. Well, the first step I went to Kennedy. And they said, Kennedy said, sorry, sir, you can't have it. You're not ready yet. And I was totally embarrassed and tears. I blamed myself. And then almost within about a year after that, they changed the rules into doing bottom surgery here in Canada. They made it so that you didn't have to go through Kennedy to get your bottom surgery. They changed it around, so all I had to do was get any doctor could refer me get it. So I went in and I did that route and able to get all the way through all the hoops and hurdles. And not easy. They give you hoops and hurdles, how to get medical for them and tests and everything else done. That was over years. And finally I started to develop more feminine, like a female, and acting more feminine. And I had to prove the word or dress this way many years. So these are things I had to go through even before I got there. Now, the day I've been approved for surgery in September the 2nd. They come in get there 2nd September. So I picked up the rail train on 2nd of September to get, wow, that was a trip and a half, I believe. Not really, it was long. It took me ever. Going through parts of Ontario, I have been in years and years and years. Well, it was pretty. Ride was great. Well, first part of my train trip was this. Well, I got up in the morning, real early at 3 o'clock here in the morning. I pulled out here, took a cab downtown to Hunter Street. I got on the GO bus around 4:30 in the morning, 5 a.m. I went around 4:30, almost 5. I got all the way into Toronto eventually. It stopped at many stations along the way, and very early in the morning. I arrived in Toronto around 6 o'clock. The sun had just came up in the mornings in September. The sun had just rise. So I walked into Union Station, got into Union, 6 in the morning, around 5 to 6. It just opened day, but via one lounge didn't open till about after 6. Shortly after 6, the lounge opened up. That was pretty nice to go into a lounge and sit down. Well, I had a few cups of coffee in the morning, a few cups of coffee, and 2 cans of bottled juice. And I sat and I went on a computer and the internet sec. And then I was trying to get an email because I didn't recognize. Of course, Gmail see me signing in on a computer that didn't recognize it, thought it was a fraud, trying to cut me off. I finally got through it, and then I got on a train, then finally able to get to where my train was, have priority boarding up in car 1. I got on my train, and I headed towards, train was late leaving Union because they had problems with equipment issues, had to get fixed first, and you heard before I left. Well, I got on a train, I traveled all the way down the track towards, Montreal. And we go through Belleville. We did stop in Belleville, and then there's other stops in Belleville, pull out of Belleville, we were going along the tracks, and all of a sudden, the train that came to a screeching halt, like I know. And all of a sudden, I heard a big something, felt like train hit something on the tracks. But it was a gate. I saw something go flying outside, and I thought it was an animal head with a human head. Oh my God! I just about I puked out I almost literally puked when I seen that. Oh, I just went like this. Whoa! I was just shaking. My God, it caught me by surprise. The train came to a stop, and the conductor said, "Whoa, my God, I was just about, oh my God, we hit a human being. We hit somebody on the tracks. The train hit a person." And my God, I thought horrible that poor old person just lost their life. And I thought bad. I thought really sick to my stomach that person lost their life at that point. That made me really worried. That person just lost their life on the tracks, and I was so more a bit upset that guy lost his life. That little boy lost his life. My God, this is Tanganyika Reserve. Now I got out to, and finally, I was distraught that it happened. And I will head up to God, and I said, "God, I actually did is I called the light, bringing a bright, God, send your bright light down to bring the person home." I brought ended up filling the whole area of light and able to bring that person into the light. But that's the only thing I did. Now, I turned around, and I just about then, at that time, the Tanganyika police, the Mohawk police, boarded the train. So I had to sit there and give a statement of Tanganyika cops on the train. Now, and what I saw ahead, blah, 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 I looked at he disobeyed crossing gate, run out on it. Turned out his dad told him, "Don't do it, a train is coming." Dad told him, don't do it, and he went ahead and did it anyway. Well, he learned his lesson. I say he learned his lesson the hard way. He gone to spirit world before time, I said, that would be it. Yes, yeah, but now he's there, and I'm supposed to be there. And the Mohawk cop, be right about that, Well, funny that Officer Loft, No, Officer Loft, you're right about that, I know you from the Powwow Trail. Mr. Officer Loft and ORB said, you're right about that, So I, did a report and signed off on it. Then the CM police boarded the train, and they had to take a report. I did the same thing to them. I told them that, well, yep. And after done that, the train was held up for 2 hours while they did investigation into this. And then they gave okay for the passenger coaches to move, to go, to clear the cross. They got the okay to go ahead, but unfortunately, locomotives did not get the okay out of the train. So they had to change out locomotives there in Tanganyika. So I'm sitting there, and the hydro goes out in the car while I change out locomotives, of course. There's no air conditioning, there's no heat, there's no nothing. So locomotives were changed out in the vehicle there. But a great locomotive. Then the hydro back on the car. Oh boy. Then it proceeded again. We got moving along through the Indian Reserve. Finally get into Kingston 2 hours later. Almost that. And finally get to Montreal. And then finally we get into Montreal. Then there was some traffic on the tracks that I had to wait for. There's traffic coming out of, just after Kingston. There's some Cornwall. There's some traffic coming off a rail bridge from the U.S. at Cornwall there in. We had to wait for another freight train that were coming in, and that freight train was there. He was coming in on a single track in Cornwall, from across the river off of Cornwall. It happened to be CSX freight train, no radio CSX to get through. Once the CSX train got through and he went in, heading into Montreal to the yard. Now, that's great. So we headed along, and I thought it was good. Then finally, we creeped across the border. Finally, we stopped at another town. We picked more people, dropped people off. Then from there, we proceeded from there to Montreal. But I got off, finally got Montreal, woke here at 11. I didn't get there 2 in the afternoon. I've been on a train. I was burnt out. I was tired. I wanted to get off the train, and that's that. It took me, by then, I was just pooped. I'm on a train for over 7 hours. I've been on a train, about 3 o'clock, on a train 7 hours. I wanted to go to the hotel and just crash at that point. And I was very tired. So, what did I do? So, I got off the train. Now, looking around for a limousine, couldn't find it. Didn't know where it was. Turned out, a limo guy was parked at the side of the station, Dorval Station. Got in the back of the limo, took a suitcase and a trunk. And then from there, we went to Holiday Inn up in Dorval. He opened the door. I dropped off, limousine driver. He dropped me off in a so big, huge, 40-foot long, big stretch limo. Lived back. It was beautiful back. It had a nice, comfortable seats, a good car, good AM and FM stereo. I had music on. I think I had a bunch of turned on the stereo, and I had it on good, comfortable music level. I was listening to a heavy metal station in Montreal, I guess. Played some Kiss and Slayer and stuff on there, and played some Wasp, Metallica, acid rock. Finally, I got in Montreal, got to the hotel room, and I got in. I checked in. They gave me a room upstairs with key cards, and guess what? I got there, I opened the door, went in. I did a room tour video. Then I uploaded another video on YouTube. It was a room tour video, of the room. I did a room tour, put it on YouTube. And then I decided, I sat down, had a coffee, a big Keurig coffee from the Keurig beer room. Had that, and then I relaxed. And then I decided, okay, I'm pretty beat here, So I need to go out and get some fresh air. I got up, I walked down to where Space Museum was, where Cosmodome. It wasn't open, it was late in the evening. I looked at a Saturn V, it's all beautiful Saturn rocket. Did a YouTube on it and looked at it. That was a beautiful rocket. Well, next day I said, okay, I can go back there, so it's being on a Tuesday, the 3rd. The surgery is on a Wednesday. So I went there on the 3rd. I arrived, went there, and I toured through it. And I did miss, and you might have seen a video, abducted by alien smartphone in tow, which, yes, I did that there and other things. And after done that, I was pretty clever in that too. But I decided I'm going to go over to a big, huge shopping mall the same day. For all the way over the other side to the big conference, Laval conference, kind of like Fairview there. I toured the mall, and it was huge. It was so big. I almost got lost in the mall, because I couldn't figure out where it was. I got in there, and I kept going around in a circle, kept coming across the same store over and over again. Happened to be Ardennes. Over and over again. Okay, well, now I can't figure this out. How am I? I mean, I got food court, and I just figured, okay, I better sit down, get some direction, ask somebody. Well, finally, I ended up asking. Finally, they realized that, you know, I was lost, couldn't figure out how to get out, where the exit was. Finally, I figured out where I came in. I looked around, and I looked at myself. I did using a smartphone. This didn't show where it was, but I figured it out. Okay, I went down this long stretch of mall towards a. This should take me back to where I came in. By that time, I had had a Subway for lunch. Had run a Subway, have a Subway for lunch. That's fine. Bought some potato chips, munched in a hotel room, which were Pringles, and that's fine. So I'm there. Then I made it all the way. Then from there, went back over went after Coppertome, but on that I went back to the hotel and I sat. Then I had to do MLs, which I did. At night. Then I got up early that morning. Then I got down. Then I took a taxi. Then there, I had to take a taxi cab ride from a hotel to Montreal, to the hospital. Okay, so I did that. I got there. Then I checked into the hospital. Then I got there and I did the forms, did some paperwork and stuff. And I did all that. I got checked into the hospital. The waiting room there. Walked in the waiting room. Where I had to do a few things there. Then from there, they took me upstairs to where the ward was. I got to where the hospital ward was. They checked me in on the ward where I had been staying, which is different from many hospitals. Most hospitals, you're going to walk into your check-in counter and then they take you to the ward. This time, they checked me in. I went up to my ward and I had my case that in. And once I did that, you know, once you got armbands on, I made it upstairs to where the hospital ward was. I got checked in. Then I got checked into the ward and all that. That's great. I was checked in, got to the hospital bed, and I looked around the room. Didn't do much review because Dr. Ferber comes up. Sat down for a minute. They talked to me a couple of minutes. I said, well, yeah, I'm hard to wake you on the table. Dr. said to me, well, you are the first person on the you are the first person on that table. I'm going to be bringing you up there in about 2 more minutes and 5 minutes. Robert will come and bring you up. Because Robert, a real beautiful, handsome, oily, my God. I sure miss him. The guy was just unbelievable. The kind of guy I could marry him and he could be my ultimate husband. But, you know, honestly, he was just a gorgeous, beautiful person. Beautiful boy I ever met. I mean, oh my God, he's beautiful. Robert, they never got him. I told him if I got this guy, Robert. He did just a superb job. I said to Dr. Riverside, you already does a really good job. He deserves a raise in pay. Well, actually, I did hear something funny. I did hear something 2 days ago in Montreal from the sergeant says to me, well, Robert is a great guy. He was promoted into up. We promoted him up to the OR department. Oh, that's good. Got the OR department now. Can't say how good he was. Anyway, so then I went into the OR room. I walked in. First, I go in there and sit and wait. It's just like sitting in a doctor's office. Same as sitting in a doctor's office, but you're sitting there and you're on a chair and you're waiting. And then they bring you into this exam room. I look at my Willie and explain it to me a bit, what's going to happen, all that. And then they sort of, after that is, then they took me to the OR room where I climbed up on a table. And then from there, they leave me on my side. You're going to feel real sharp sting in the back, which I did. Well, within no time at all, I felt my leg getting numb and tingly. And I started to feel my body. Started to feel feeling on my legs. I couldn't move my legs after about 5 minutes. Within that time, I could not move my legs. And they had an injection button sitting there where I can just inject it, feeling pain, inject it. So they put me on the epidural. So I couldn't do anything. So lie down while I put the rape up. I thought push, tug, toe. I didn't feel anything below. Matter of fact, the whole thing went by smooth. A few times my breathing went down low. And they had to tell me to breathe air. A few times almost panicked. A few times where I thought I saw the light coming, that bright light there, and then I just, almost did a few times. I was starting to pass out from lack of breathing, and I had to breathe more in. Trying to breathe a bit more. And finally, I didn't realize that the whole time, but I was lying there, and I said to the OR nurse, asked me to breathe, wow, while you during the surgery, you're breathing so down to the point where you were just slipping into unconsciousness. Yeah, but then again, I still didn't feel anything, but push, tug, pull, lying there, we couldn't feel it. And they couldn't feel it. I couldn't move my legs. They wheeled me then from there, they lift me up, but they had to slide me off onto the stretcher from the OR table at the end of surgery. Well, that went for an hour and a half. I wheeled from there into the recovery room. And in the recovery room, I lying there, they put ice packs on me and I was really feeling out of it at that point. Some pain. I couldn't see it. A big bandage on below. Couldn't see it. What I looked like below. All thrown up like a balloonkus. All thrown up like a jellyfish there. It was that bad. I thought, what did I done? What have I done? I'm thinking of that. What have I done? I said to myself, what have I really done? What have I got myself into now? And we wheeled me up to the room and asked Bessard how well it goes. It went well, very, very well. It went very well, better than I expected. That was great. I still couldn't move my legs. They turned around, and about a couple hours later, they removed the epidural. They took the epidural out of me. They leave me inside, they moved the whole epidural. Once that was taken out, then I couldn't move my legs for all that night. Actually, into the next morning. The next morning, I could move my legs enough. It got me to walk the next morning. Great. I put the IV ball around and walk around the round circular corridor within the hallway. So all the rooms were off the circular corridor. So I was walking around, and I saw a few other patients in the room. We were walking, and finally got up to walk again. And then I get up, and I looked in the pamphlets and stuff. I picked that up, and a few other pamphlets in Montreal. And I read them, of course. I had a Montreal transit pamphlet, too, I picked up. When in Montreal, I picked up a bus terminal. I still got a map somewhere here. I actually put away some in my file. A map of Montreal transit map. I picked up my too. Anyways, so I'm there. Finally got one. And then on a morning, by that time I did a video, couple poke-off video from YouTube, which you've probably seen. Yeah, and but that night I was very, very hungry. But I have to show you, I was hungry. I wanted to eat, and they would not give me anything. Gave me a peanut. I literally ate those peanut that tastes so good. When you're hungry, anything gonna taste good. Peanut tastes like anything. I ate those like going down style. And they gave me some, finally they brought food up, they'll eat it. And then the next day, they got me walking, they brought food up, breakfast next morning, and lunch and dinner up. I'm in the bed, but I'm watching the local television, and of course, the damn thing kept coming unplugged from the wall. No one had to plug the wall. Next time I go, bring my headphones with me. The Wi-Fi was crappy in the hospital, horrible Wi-Fi, but it took me 2 hours, only done in kilobytes, so it was like very outdated Wi-Fi. Worst outdated Wi-Fi I ever used in any place. Well, anyway, so I turned around, and finally, after I got done, I think of what I phoned Willow, I was missing. I made a few calls, and I got missing my buddy at Hamilton. So finally, finally from there, I made it to from there. And next following morning, I got up. They gave me this, sort of milkshake. They were no breakfast, but they were getting moving everybody off to residence that day. So I moved over to the Annapolis, that was great. Got over there. I was lying in bed in Annapolis for a little bit, trying to get used to it. I hadn't been there before. That room 214. I've been there. I got over there, and you know what? I'm there in that room, and I felt like $1 million. Yeah, oh man, I felt good. Anyways, so that was pretty good. You get it? So I got there, and that was great. I made it there, and I'm lying there, and they then had breakfast there. I ate a really good breakfast there, but it was pretty good. My God, I just got there, and that's that. And finally went back, and I sat there, got my smartphone, that TV. Of course, I would log into these local, log into these things. And finally, I managed to, then I did this, and I had after me, and I was going pissing out after in there. Couldn't use bathroom. And finally, after, then all of a sudden, after the things were all done, everything all said and done now, and then finally on about Monday, they took the packing out and the capture out, and that video was placed on YouTube as well. The unpacker did 998 views so far. I hope it hit the 1,000 mark. They're doing really, really well. Did better than I expected. So I ended up getting that video done. And then from there, the following day, I got up the following day, and I had to keep myself clean. I had to clean my video, make everything the following day. Then finally on the 10th day, then I just want to go home. I just want to go home. My phone reached. I'm lonely. I'm bored. I'm tired. According to Montreal, I'm way on my league. Totally different ballgame. I feel that way. Homesick, basically. And I wanted to go back home again to Hamilton, Ontario. I couldn't do that till 10th. Well, then finally I ended up speaking to a social worker by name of Coates. I talked to him. He does that. He helped me out quite a lot and gave me, ideas and what to do and all that too. I'm getting frustrated. Everything I did, that worked out very well. I needed to talk. Afterwards, I did. And then finally, the morning the 10th came along. I'm sitting there. I'm in my room. I'm waiting for a limo. So I figured, okay, I'd go grab some cookies, a whole bunch of candies and stuff. Maybe I have something I can munch on while I'm waiting for the damn train. So I grabbed cookies. I went up there, I grabbed some cookies, and I grabbed some stuff. But it's a good thing I did. Do you know why? I'm glad I did grab cookies and that. I went up there, grabbed some cookies out from the refrigerator, and I ate some seeds and had breakfast. I ate more seeds. I grabbed cookies and sit. And a glass of ice water sat. And finally, the limo team showed up. No long, strict limo showed up. I was in pain. I was howling in pain. I was all happy to see that limo. I'm more happy to leave the hospital. That day I was so freaking happy to walk out of that hospital and head home. I am just like, I didn't want to get home. I was tired. I was frustrated. I just wanted to get home. So finally, I finally got back seat in that limousine. I was sitting back, rocking. I turned on the radio, turned on to heavy metal again on the radio. And this time they were playing AC/DC and Metallica with the local heavy in Montreal. I was listening to pure old heavy metal, Kiss. Oh, they're playing Detroit, Rock City, you know what. I walk and roll all night by every day. And the limousine driver said to me, well, I don't know too much about Montreal, but be nice. He took me a little bit of a tour of Montreal. Cause I had about 3 hours for the train to park. So he took me on a tour of Montreal, Quebec. And then when I went on that tour of Montreal, Quebec, quite interesting. He took me down through some area of Montreal, through residential area, and showed me this beautiful house there on the side of big mansion. He said, who owns this big mansion here? Premier Quebec. A Quebec Premier. He lives here. That's the Premier's house. Premier Quebec. I didn't know that. I didn't know a Premier Quebec house. Whoa. Yeah. So he drove along and all that. He showed me that. And then he drove into old Montreal. Then from there, he drove on, came out onto this busy street, main road in Montreal. Rode down there for a while, then got onto a highway. And when we got on the highway, it was like, got onto a highway. And when he got there, it was like pretty nice. He told me, look over, see a big, huge steeple? That is the largest Catholic cathedral in the world. It's 10 times the size of Westminster Abbey, UK, he said. What? That's 10 times the size? Yeah, too bad I didn't have time to visit that because I didn't know about it. I sort of, next time I go to Montreal, I may just visit that big cathedral in Montreal. Maybe. Maybe on my list, on my hot list to visit. It's on my list, on my A-list of visitation places. Sort of, in a way, and or not. So, then I went all the way to, from there, I went, oh my God, we went all the way over to nowhere. Finally got to Doorbell Station. So we were to go off the highway, go along, all around the big loop, get in Doorbell. Finally got Doorbell. After we arrived at Doorbell Station, I got in, went up to VO1 counter, and I had to check in to VO1 lounge. I had to check into business class lounge. If I checked in the class lounge, I was sitting down, and I was just going naughty and being very comfortable, having a few more cups of coffee there, bringing about 4 cups of coffee down my throat, and a couple cans of Coca-Cola, which is great, and stuff. So I'm there, enjoying my coffee, the train finally looked out, and here comes the Oceanus, the VOL Oceanus train. They go to Montreal, leave Doorbell, through Montreal all the way out to Newfoundland, the Oceania. So I looked at it. That was really nice to see that train, the Oceanus. That was nice. So I looked at the Oceanus. I went up, picked a few people up, picked some people up at the station. Then Then another train came in, and that took people on the express down to Toronto. The earlier one. I was booked on a 12:31. So 12, I came in at 12:30, I got on it. The train ride went up went on in Ontario. Then it went up the single track through some pretty nice farmland. Farmland there were very pretty and very beautiful. I'm having a nice lunch on the train, all that. Finally, I arrived at Ottawa train station, got off. Went down, and I had to go to the bathroom really, really, really bad. I mean, did I ever had to go? Whoa. So then I raced my ass over to the bathroom, found the ladies who were walking. They're homeless lady hiding up the stall. I had to go. Finally, I moved in, went to the bathroom, did my business. But I didn't make it. I ended up wetting my pants because I couldn't hold it. So that was no good. I was really embarrassed. I didn't bring a change of pants with me. So I finally, one of the homeless ladies says to me, now, throw up a pair of pants and here, put these on. Which were dirty. So I put them on and I brought them back here to Hamilton. Actually, I did. I wore them back here. They stunk a bit. They're dirty, but at least they're very nice about it. I'm pretty good. The homeless lady helped me out. Wow, yeah. So I put them on, and oh man, I went to business class lounge. I sat down, had another cup of coffee, another can of coffee, went on the computer, and I couldn't log into Gmail because it recognized me and that. Didn't recognize the computer tool I used, so I could log in. Gmail security locked me out, so I couldn't get in there. So, of course, that's pretty common with Google. So I'm on the road. I'm trying to launch an email. Couldn't do. No can do. So I ended up, okay, that's no fun. So I decided, okay, maybe that time it called my train up for Toronto, Ontario. So I'm like, I get on, walk on the train, climb on board the train. And after I climbed on board the train, I went, get on the train, get all the way down to Belleville. And the other train up to Montreal, it broke down earlier. So then I get on, then we had to wait out, and the person picked me, Teresa, sent Teresa, and this person next rated me in the unit, waiting hours, and then by the time we got unit, it was about 9, it was 10 o'clock at night. I won't be in at 5 o'clock or 10 o'clock. Oh my God, by then I got off the train, I was tired, I found her, and got in the car, and I rode all the way back to Hamilton. Time I got home, 11 o'clock at night, I was totally I was just beat. I mean, I was physically burnt out. I tired. I had been got home, underdog, went home, lie down, went to sleep, unpacked my stuff, lie down, I went to sleep. I got up in the freaking morning, and then I was tired. Took me a day or so to recover from it. I was in pain. I had to sit baths. And I taking pain pills to galore. And it's amazing. And then it started healing. Then I had a bit of infection around to get care of that. Finally got rid of infection. And finally, after all that was said and done, of course, by that time, I started going back to Willow, started doing stooping. And by that time, I pretty much recovered. And at that point, and this And today I pretty much well recovered from it. Now, one thing I learned to have this vagina, if you get surgery done, you do gotta take care of it. It will take you 2 months to get used to it. Remember that. It took me 2 months to get used. And even now in December, I'm used to it now, but I'm still, learning things like how to keep it clean. I do it all the time, a common practice, and it's still learning. And having this vagina your life will change big time. Your behavior permanently change when you have surgery done. You'll feel calm, relaxed. You don't have to talk about behavior change. Oh, and that's what, thing was. Now, it's all done below. I'm happier. I don't feel like agile about it. But you know what? I look at myself. I'm very happy I had this vaginoplasty done. I couldn't be happier in the world about it, honestly. It's the best thing I've done in my life. It's something that improved me, made me better. Yeah, but it helped me out a lot. So if you go into Montreal, you get vaginoplasty done, just remember it will take you time to get used to it. Until I'm used to it pretty much, but still by this time next year, we'll be pretty much used to it. Just remember that. I hit 41 minutes, almost a whole hour I'm doing this. So I'm going to have to get off the vlog. I know I don't do long vlogs, but I thought maybe I'd tell you a story anyways about my trip to Montreal and what I experienced. So you may experience different if you go to Montreal. So if you go there to get your bottom surgery done, you may have different experience than I had. My experience was very educational, very rewarding. I learned a lot about Montreal while I was there. I learned a lot about the social systems a bit, but not too much. I wouldn't want to live in Montreal. I don't think they have it. I don't have a ladies drop-in like Willow Place in Hamilton. Not far I know. I asked, but they don't. Anyways, I'm going to say thank you for watching. Have a wonderful, safe, Merry Christmas. And now I'm going to say vlog is now over.